Oh my. Okay, if I don't have things to say about this, so we got the release date for Wilds. Yeah. Also, I haven't posted in a month. I know. I'm fully aware. I don't care. I'm here now. So we got the new release date for Wilds. Cool. I mean, that's not the important thing though. It's like, man, the new content and like the trailer in general is just so much is going on in that. I have to just be like, okay, just full on, just oh. Okay, first of all, the flagship. I didn't see the name of it. I already forgot the name of it. But it has like these wing flails, which is like, man, this is my name, Xenosirius? Xenosius? Like, wing flails are here in mainland now. They're not just a frontier thing. They're not just some weird, quirky frontier flying wyvern thing. It's here in mainland. Yes! Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so hopefully we see some more frontier. I think Portable is going to be where we see all the frontier stuff, but I would love to see some more frontier stuff in mainline, actually mainline title, like your home console mainline titles. Oh, that'd be so nice to see. The new Fang Beast, not Fang Beast, Fang Wyvern. I didn't even make notes for this. I just like pulled up a recording and was just like, you know what, we're just gonna start going and we're just gonna start saying things that, what was it? Okay. Quematrice. Okay. Quematrice. I actually really like this monster, okay? This monster is really already grown on me, like, instantaneously. I really like this thing. Like, using the tail and, like, dragging it on the floor, creating flames, doing, like, this 360 tailspin. A lot of fire, just a lot of cool particles. Like, oh man, that looks really nice. I really like it. Okay, I'm actually pulling up. I'm literally just I'm pulling up the page for Monster and Wilds right now. I was not prepared to like actually like say things and think things and have like a mental process, but like, oh. Okay, so also the story. Like, okay, the story is like already like, I'm already really like. I've never really cared for Monster Hunter stories because, you know, it's Monster Hunter. The stories are more of a bonus to the actual package that is beating up giant, oversized creatures that are bigger than houses because, hey, why not? Okay, so White Wrath, yeah. So I guess we don't have a specific name for it yet, which figures, I suppose. Yeah, we'll get more about this later or in the actual game. Yeah, so he has the wing flails. Does have some feels like he has some similarities to Raidal. So I feel like there is definitely some sort of like connection there, and they were like, okay, this is like an extinct creature, but he's here. So that's interesting. The one line though from the trailer, like, what was it? You're a hunter, you've got a weapon, and yet you'll do nothing. And then this boy who's like so much younger than the hunter, and probably isn't. I mean, like, the monster the characters are probably very strong even in the village. You saw. The Dango chef, she just had a full-on heavy bowgun in the rampage. It was just murdering things. I mean, that could be the same thing for the boy too, Nata or Nata. I don't know how you pronounce it. And he's like, and he wants to be the hunter now because I guess we're not doing our part. We're just being hesitant, and it's like, okay. So if this line, I'm like just going really too deep into the analysis for this one line of like. The hunter hesitating and not actually attacking, and then there's like this conflict between the White Wrath and Raidal. That could be some story element right there that I'm just like, okay, this would be really cool. Like, oh, I don't know. I just okay. It's really hard to like, comprehend thoughts. Okay. Like, just the story implications of a hunter being hesitant and, like, those around them being, like, concerned because their, like, symbol of protection is falling back and faltering in the place where they should be heroic in the case of absolute danger and threat. And they are actually faltering. And, like, this young kid is just like, I want to be the hunter now. And that... I don't know how much they're going to expand on it, but like I hope this is like an actual good monster story. I actually still haven't played Sunbreak. I really need to get on that. I've been mostly venturing in Ocean, but like I've heard and I've kind of seen tips and bits, The Rise story is miles better than the World story. I feel like okay, World is more grounded, whatever. But like Rise, you had like I don't like the key quest system in all honesty. I actually really like World system. Like I've played old gen now, I've played Rise, base Rise, and like I don't like the key quest system personally. I don't see the appeal to it. Like, I mean, okay, you have more choices, but it doesn't feel like you're hunting a monster for, like, okay, this thing is threatening us right now, we need to clear this thing right now, get it done with. Of course, the urgent quests do that, but, like, all the large monster quests feel like these, like, miscellaneous side tasks that don't really feel like they haven't... Like, every single monster in Monster Hunter World and Iceborne story, even though I didn't like the story itself, every monster you fought had some specific purpose to the story. Like, you weren't hunting that Puke because there was some key quest, okay, time to hunt it. No, it was there, like, it was getting territorial around some Zora Magdaros rock. I don't know if I really liked the whole Zora Magdaros rocks thing. I mean, the premise was there, but I think the way like, the story just itself, this wasn't really, it was weird. But, like, Puke had a purpose. It didn't matter if the end goal, the steps to the goal felt awkward, but that specific step, whatever the purpose of that step was, it's that specific step had something blocking that. There was some roadblock to it. That was Puke. Pukes are, you know, herbivores, territorial, yes, but they're not necessarily, I would assume, not necessarily a threat to human society. But this Puke was getting in the way and being a roadblock, so we gotta, you know, do our thing. Okay, I mean, that probably does exist if you read hunter notes and the quest descriptions of every single key quest, but not being presented and shown to you instead of just being, like, you know, written in some, like, side dialogue. That doesn't tell a compelling story, especially for, like, the majority of players that aren't reading those, and some who don't even know those exist. They only see the surface level story, and you have to present to that audience. So, like, I hope that Wilds doesn't kind of mirror World in the sense of every monster has some purpose thing. I hope they do, because I like that system more. But of course, like Sunbreak's story, like Espiness had a specific purpose of getting an antidote to like, cure Furain from the bloodlight or whatever happened there. I'm drawing blanks. I've only seen the cutscenes. I haven't really felt that story. But like even like looking on the outside, not really being in the feel of that story and not experiencing it for this time, and more just watching from the outside, okay, that feels like miles better. Like, especially when you have a connection to characters, that's a thing that's like this Nada, like this kid right here. Them being like, I want to be the hunter and take up the mantle because you're being hesitant and you're not doing your job, that already builds like a lot of character that's like really interesting. I actually really am invested in that. I don't know how much they wrote on it, of course, because again, it's the same. It's like the same team that made Zora Magdaros of the wooden barriers, which I just find so hilarious. Like, I mean, as a new player to the Monster Hunter franchise, it's sensible, but as soon as you step back and look at like these people have 50 years of experience, and this is what they came up with, like, whoa. I'm hoping that Wilds does really follow and build on story and make story. Story is not the point of Monster Hunter, of course, right? We're here for the hunting the monsters, but like having a story that's so compelling, it makes you think, man. Again, it makes you appreciate the monsters more as well, like, right? Like, you can easily appreciate a monster much more when you feel its story purpose, when you feel its power and what it means. Zora Magdaros breaking down a wooden barrier and having a siege fight that's just sitting and waiting and mining nodes doesn't build character to the monster. That's why Zora Magdaros gets memed on, hated on. And that's why the handler gets hated on, because you don't. Like, the only character building there is, she's friends with your cat and she likes to eat food, and also you have to save her 50 million times. Like, I don't know. I think the side characters of World had more building to them. So there's some neat lore there. Like the tracker had some neat lore with the boat and stuff. Like, okay, neat. They didn't expand on much on it though. Like, okay, so there's this like person who, like, probably her like ancestor or something, who went and explored the New World early on, and must have died on that adventure, and she's just picking up the tracks and piecing it together. But we don't get to see that piecing together happen. It's like, oh, she's looking at this little piece of paper in the glacier that got stuck, and then she falls, and then we have to save her from the Legiana, And it's like, okay, like, cool, but we don't really get to see the build-up of these pieces getting put together. Like, oh wow, we found the boat. That's all. Next quest. And it's like, okay, come on. I want to see more. And I hope that Wilds definitely expands that and gives you the step-by-step of the characters getting that, like they are like wrestling with something. And I feel like this person, like this boy who has some trauma with the white wraith, definitely has something of like a character building start to it, and I think there's definitely character building that can occur there. I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Anything else I want to mention? I mean, there's like, okay, Dedex pack, base pack, cosmetics. Okay, same stuff. I'm here for the hunting and the story and the wildlife and the everything that makes the game. I don't care about the marketing, whatever. It's not my thing. What else is there? Oh yeah, Spider Forest. We got some more weather scene there. There's like a nice lushness to it too. There's like a lush face too. The new fishing animation, that's cool. We saw like the throwable barrel bombs, the big ones, but you're not like wild bugged in the air. So like they got to put some of those like cool mechanics they put into Rise, like the more actiony, like throwing the barrel bombs. I mean, we got the wedge beetle type of thing from World. And seeing those gameplay elements still in the game, even though their original, the original enablers of those mechanics, like wild bugs being what you use to throw the bombs, just falling from a great height too. Like seeing that get reworked into just throwing the bombs out, I didn't really get a good grasp of. Oh, and that was cool, yeah. But I really want to get to the wildlife in the area. So we now have so we have feline tribes again. Yes, I love feline tribes. And they look it looks like really like, cozy there, like, and much more lively. Like, it's not like a band of like 3 kitties in a cramped little like barren den. It feels much more. It's like the Boa and the Gajalaka, but like doubled. And it's like, oh, that's some stuff right there. And like, even like the cats holding onto the meat and they're running away from the monster. I think it was actually the Brute Wyvern, which I don't know why he feels like he gives Bird Wyvern aesthetics, the Quematrice, like I didn't know someone. Yeah, I watched the trailer like once and a half, and then like I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. And it's like, oh, we're actually helping the cats there. Maybe that's why we have to hunt the Quematrice. And it's like, okay. I can feel a connection to this monster. I really like Quematrice. Like, okay, I don't know why. This thing's already one of my... okay, Radar looks amazing. White Wraith looks cool. Quematrice just... It's like a neat concept of using, like, the tail fire. Like, if its only way of using fire is via the tail, like, hey, that's cool. Like, I want to see some cool, like, tail moves and just doing 360s and whatnot on the grassy plains and just lighting everything ablaze. Like, hey, that's cool. I don't know. I really like it. I really like the monster for some reason. This is neat. But that's what I have to say about the trailer itself. Oh yeah, we also got like a new Twitter icon apparently from what I heard. I don't have Twitter, but I just saw it from discussions on Discord, and I was like, okay, hey, look at that. It's actually a pretty nice, like very minimalistic, but very pretty looking one. I really like it. But I want to get onto something else, which is Scratcher Hunter. Yes, this is the Scratcher Hunter channel, so of course I'm going to talk about it. You can leave if you don't care. I'm going to keep talking because I want to say, like, what does this mean for Scratcher Hunter? Because I want to actually go more into depth of what we've seen for Wilds and talk about it and reflect on it in terms of Scratcher Hunter. So looking at all of this, my first thought is, yeah, I really want to make a good story for Scratcher Hunter. That's my goal because Monster has always kind of not really had the greatest stories. I've got some competition now because they might actually make something good this time. Like, ooh, look at that. Anything else? Of course, the visuals are going to be a million times better. I'm not aiming for visuals. I'm aiming for a game that works and feels like a game. I don't know. There's still a lot unknown. Like, honestly, like the Wilds logo has like this very like. Very ancestral feel, but also like this modern style with like the rings and like kind of like these like circuit board patterns on the rings, and you can see it all over on the website too. Like it has like this blend of like techno like futuristic style, but also like this more traditional look, and it's like, it's an interesting mix. And honestly, even like one of the snake wyverns, like the more transparent of the two snake wyverns on the Wilds like main logo, almost looks like it has like musical note type of looking structure on its like body, and it's, I don't know. I'm interested to see more of the cultural side of it. That's what I'm really interested in. Like, how does this game convey the Monster Hunter world, like the world of Monster Hunter, not the game Monster Hunter world. Like how it conveys that world and how it's going to like build upon what we've seen, what we might see in the future. And like I need to work on like what the cultural significance and like aspects and feel are for my game, because right now it's mostly just a gameplay demo. It's not really much of a game outside of the functions of a game, and there's no story aspect. Like I have the worst story of all Monster Hunter games right now, because there is none, because I haven't developed it yet. I have plans, of course, but yeah, not yet. Nothing yet. Let's see. So, anything else on the trailer? There was also 140 giganox bytes of storage. Like, wow, that's a lot. That is a ton. We are still waiting on a. If the forest is a forest or if the forest is a swamp, I don't know. I honestly, with the new trailer and the more views of it, I'm saying yeah, it's a forest. It's a forest. The Let Up Arena area kind of felt more like a swampy area, but yeah, this feels more like a more like a forest with like the walking paths on the top, the canopies, like the clear waters. It felt more foresty there. Now we still, and of course the Wayward Plains is a desert. We still have a volcano and a ice area. I'm hoping Gammoth is in because of how big the maps are now. I really want Gammoth to be back, or else I'm gonna have to add him to Scratcher Hunter first, and we don't want to see that happen. If I can make a monster before Monster Hunter does, then whoa, that's something right there. No, it's not. But I really want to see Gammoth. Maybe swamp maps from now on become your extra exotic map. Wilds did the swamp map thing with the flooded forest. Yes, it's called a forest, but it is the swamp map. Shrine Ruins is the forest map. But hey, Wood did the Rotten Vale instead of the swamp, and that was really cool. So I don't know if Mainline will continue that trend and we'll get some sort of like instead of a swamp-esque deathy feel, but it's an exotic map. There's options here, and I'm really curious. Yeah, it's something to think about. It's something to really consider, and I don't know what we're gonna see yet. I think I'm just doing this impromptu. I was just like, okay, I watched it once, time to say something. I really have ideas. I just want to just get the brain juices just going, and then just, hey, call it a day. Background clip is whatever I chose. I don't know, if you stayed here for the background clip, then like I must have chose something worthwhile. If I didn't, then you're not here, or you're not here because you don't care about Monster Hunter, or me, more Scratcher Hunter, or me rambling. So be it. I do want to publish more stuff. I'm thinking that within the next week, 2 weeks, there will be a trailer of something of my own. Because we've had enough Wilds no, we haven't. Always have more Wilds content, the jokes aside. But I will do something for Scratcher Hunter. I will post something for sure. It's gonna be something pretty big. It's gonna be something pretty significant. It's something I'm excited for. I still haven't moved to Godot, but it's still something I'm excited for. So, stay tuned for that. In about a week, I will do an announcement for something. It actually might be more about a week and a half. Depends on scheduling and everything else. I might post some more speedruns. I've been working on weapon reworks. I don't want to say too much, but a lot has been changing, a lot has been added to the game, and I'm really interested in showing it. I do want to start making new monsters. No new monsters yet, but that's something I really want to do. I might even start live streaming at some point. I want to start live streaming like me coding on a kindergarten or coding platform, yeah, not interested at all. But hey, I don't know, it'd be funny. But that's all I have to say. I am even more hyped for Wilds, even though I haven't been really watching Wilds content. I've been mostly just like I'm interested, but like I don't really feel like watching like millions of YouTube clips. I don't watch YouTube in general nowadays, honestly, so I kind of haven't been watching as much as I probably should be watching and looking at these new details. But man, if I see a bite-sized 3 minute trailer, oh, I'm gonna eat that up and look at that. So I did, and hey, here we go. That's all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed this nothingness talk of somethingness, and yeah, enjoy. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot to mention, we have a new not really Pisces, but some new acquired creature, and okay, so it seems to be swimming through deep water, which is like Plesioth. Hello, I don't know if it's because I don't know if Plesioth would ever come back into the mainline series, but like the idea of having like monsters that operate with areas that are outside player combat, most obviously ocean areas, it does bring the idea of how Plesioth would fit back into the main new gen games. It's actually kind of interesting to see this. Like it just it looks like it goes full body deep into the water, then pops out, sends out this huge gushing which it has like a huge range. Like, it looks like you have to go into sleep just to get out of this attack. Like, wow, that is some move right there. That is interesting. I don't know how it's gonna work gameplay wise. If it's gonna be some annoying, repulsive monster, but it seems interesting. Even if it only pops into the water every once in a while, it is deep water every once in a while. And pretty interesting. Makes me wonder how Plesioth and other of those like pricey wyverns that spend a lot of time in inaccessible areas would fight like. Um, I'm really interested. Of course, having Plesioth planned for Scratcher Hunter. Ooh, big surprise. No, not really. I've always wanted to have it, and I've always wanted to fix Plesioth. Now I have something to look at. Like, okay, okay. I don't know how this is gonna work out for me. How I'm gonna change things appropriately, but I am interested. So yeah, that's my final footnote. And yeah, Wilds is crazy. I am really interested.